Yo, what's good YouTube? I am back with another reaction video, and we got this Larry Bird documentary, a basketball legend trim in 1991. Let's get straight into this video, y'all. We ain't gonna waste no time. We straight into it. It's an hour long, so I'm probably gonna have a part 1 and part 2, but let's get straight into it.
If you were to create the perfect basketball fable, it might begin in a small town in Indiana, where young boys grow up with a ball in their hands, a basket out back, and dreams of glory in their hearts. And there would be one boy who would continue to practice long after the others had gone home. And in those lonely hours as he honed his skills, he would find the essence of the game, and in many ways, of himself. He would play with the passion of the underdog, the purity of tradition, and a vision that was his alone. He would touch the hearts of all those who watched him play, and leave behind a sense of wonder and a legend.
The fans have poured into Salt Lake City in record numbers, and they are infected with basketball fever. Those who believe in magic and those who appreciate the beauty of a rare bird have come to see basketball's passage and witness the crowning of a new national champion.
It was the most celebrated confrontation in college basketball history. It was the improbable Indiana State Sycamores and their quiet leader, Larry Bird.
You know, it means so much to me just to even be here that we're going to give it all we got, and we're just going to try our hardest to win.
Versus the powerful Michigan State Spartans and their charismatic star, Earvin Magic Johnson.
It's a dream come true, and like I said, it's an awful important game, and just hope we play our part and win the game.
Bird had become a national sensation as he led the unknown Sycamores to an unbeaten season and transformed them into college basketball's miracle team. But in this final game, Magic and his Spartans would rudely usher them off center stage.
Look at Earvin Magic Johnson, Michigan State University, national champions, 1979.
Indiana State's time in the spotlight was over. But for Larry Bird, it was just beginning. He had been chosen by the legendary Boston Celtics to be the savior of their proud tradition.
Everything is starting to fall into place. I hope you all realize this. We got Larry, one or two little moves, and we're ready to go.
Having finished in last place the season before, the Celtics were hoping that this 22-year-old basketball wonder boy from the cornfields of Indiana could somehow begin the resurrection of their fallen dynasty. But he would do more than even they could have imagined.
Shake loose to Larry Bird. Bird, beautiful pass from Ward. Ward, a three-point shot. Bird, a rebound, and a basket, and he fouled. Bird, tremendous instinct for the offensive board that time. Celtics have got 3 seconds, 2. Bird, a runner. It's good! Yes, indeed! 28 seconds. Bird, slap pass to Archibald.
Ahead to Henderson, to Bird on the cut. Beautiful!
Leading the Celtics to the largest single-season turnaround in NBA history, Bird would capture Rookie of the Year honors and revitalize both the franchise and its fans.
Larry steps in, brings in this chemistry, this charisma, and got us back on the winning track.
Bird with the steal behind the back to Nate Archibald. Back to
Bird was the team's new cornerstone, and the Celtics would build around him. Adding center Robert Parrish and rookie forward Kevin McHale, Boston was ready to once again make a run at the championship. And in only his second season, Bird was ready to lead the way.
Jones and Puts it on the floor. We're down to 6. Bird in the corner. Double fake. Jumpers. Good! Larry Bird hits it with 2 seconds left.
I think we all had the confidence in Larry that he gonna come through for us because he was our go-to guy.
Bird had wasted little time in joining the ranks of the NBA's preeminent superstars. But in the conference finals, the reigning member of that group would quickly serve notice that the road to the championship would not be as easily traveled. Dr. J would stake his 76ers to a commanding 3-1 series lead, and it seemed as if the stunned Celtics would be forced to wait another year in their quest to reclaim championship glory. But Bird would respond with a confidence that belied his inexperience. Playing with ferocious determination, he would lead one of playoff history's most dramatic comebacks as the Celtics clawed their way back to even the series at 3. Now, it was the Sixers who were reeling, and Bird would deliver the knockout blow.
Bird's coming to the left. Stop and pop off the glass. It's gone! Boston leads 91-89. Bobby Jones is going to put the ball in play. And the pass hits the top of the backboard. And it's over! They won 3 in a row. They came from 3-1 down, and they have won the series. It's all over.
Bird had brought the finals back to Boston Garden. And now he looked to raise the 14th championship banner to its hallowed rafters.
Larry Bird follows his own shot. Oh, what a point. As soon as he shot that ball, Boy, Henderson broke it up. There's Bird again. Larry Bird with a steal. Henderson back to Bird. Beautiful. Look at this crowd.
The Houston Rockets could only helplessly watch as the Celtics methodically eliminated them in 6 games, led by a determined Larry Bird. In just 2 years, this young Hoosier had taken Boston from last place to an NBA championship, fulfilling their wildest dreams.
It's all over. The Boston Celtics have won the World Championship in 1981, and they have become the 14th flag winners for the Boston Garden.
But even though Bird had captured the hearts of his new city, in his own heart, he still belonged in many ways to the country.
We also would like to thank you as a team for supporting us throughout the year. It's been a great honor to be out here. There's only one place I'd rather be, French Lick. Thank you.
To his adoring fans, Bird was like a savior from a foreign land, a hero shrouded in mystery.
He looked like some hillbilly coming out of the woods or something. He always wore these overalls and a cap and all that type of thing.
Somewhere, somebody went into a cave in French Lick, Indiana, and there was a block of ice, and they chipped away, and out popped this prehistoric basketball player, Larry Bird.
Personally, I didn't believe there was a place called French Lick. I just could not believe the kid was from French Lick. But he had very, very strong roots at home.
With Larry Bird's growing fame, French Lick had become an almost mythical symbol of basketball's heartland. And located in rural Indiana with a population of just over 2,000, it fit the image well. It is a place where people lead an uncomplicated lifestyle and share a deep-rooted passion that has spanned the generations. In Indiana, basketball is tradition. For Hoosiers, the state tournament is a time-honored ritual. The state university is a revered basketball institution, and the state's best players are immortalized in history. Born on December 7th, 1956, the fourth of Joe and Georgia Bird's 6 children, Larry Joe Bird grew up playing basketball as much as any other Indiana schoolboy. But with Joe often on the road looking for work, and Georgia waitressing long hours at local restaurants, Larry got his introduction to the game from older brothers Mike and Mark.
I did tag along. It's not that they called me and said, come on, let's go play ball. They sort of brushed me off all the time because they was 3 and 4 years older than I was. So it was a struggle. Anytime you have bigger brothers, it's a struggle just to hang around with them.
As Larry started high school, he watched Mark become a star on the Springs Valley team.
At school, everybody was telling me my bigger brother was a great player and they can't wait to grow up and try to be like him. And you can see he was proud of how he played on a certain night, and I sort of wanted the same feeling.
Soon, Larry began testing his own abilities.
He was just an average basketball player at that time. But there used to be a basketball court halfway up the hill. And you would always, I can remember seeing him down there shooting at that basketball in the rain. Out there shooting a basketball in the rain and just practicing by himself.
I had a couple friends I played with a lot, but I was picking up on things that I thought that were relative simple moves that they had a hard time with, and that's when things started clicking a little bit for me.
Making the varsity as a sophomore, Bird saw his hours of practice paying off. His focus was narrowing.
We didn't have a lot when we grew up, and basketball, when it came into my life, that's all I did.
By his junior season, both Bird and his command of the game had grown dramatically.
He started out as a sophomore. He was 6'1", 135 pounds. As a junior, he was up probably 6'5". And he was our best passer and our best rebounder and our best defensive player, and not necessarily the leading scorer, but he did all those other things that made people better.
It was just like, magic wand had touched him or a miracle had happened, because we'd never seen him play like that.
By his senior year, Bird stood 6 feet 7 inches tall and was dominating his opponents. Averaging 30 points and 20 rebounds a game, he was also attracting his share of college recruiters. But there was little doubt as to which school Larry would choose. He would accept a scholarship to attend Indiana University. And so, in the fall of 1974, the pride and joy of French Lick and Springs Valley High School carried the hopes and expectations of his community with him, north to Bloomington, where he was to live every Indiana schoolboy's dream and play for the home state Hoosiers. The next 2 years would be the best of times for the Indiana basketball team, as they would lose only one game and capture a national championship. However, they would do it without Larry Bird. He had dropped out after 24 days and hitchhiked home to French Lick.
I think that the size of the school and not really having, that many friends there and not having a lot or coming from a lot, I think he just got a little discouraged and a little depressed and bailed out without really consulting anyone.
I think he probably felt scared that he disappointed maybe his family, maybe the community.
My mom took it pretty tough, and she wasn't too happy for a long period of time, but it was a decision I made. It was something I had to live with, and I thought about it before I did it, and it just, I would like to stay there, but it just wasn't for me.
Now back in familiar surroundings, Bird was soon drawing a steady paycheck, working for the streets department.
Some days we picked up trash once a week. The next days we might be cleaning the streets. And the guys I was working with were great guys. I knew them all my life, and I'm still grateful that they gave me the job.
Bird had returned to an environment and a routine that suited him. But if he'd found comfort in returning home, it would be short-lived. On February 3rd, 1975, Larry's father, Joe Bird, committed suicide.
I think that Larry learned a lot off his father. I think that cared for him deeply. I know he really loved his father-in-law.
There's nothing you can do about something like that. I mean, he chose the way he wanted to die, and he did it, and it's just unfortunately that some people have problems like that, but I wish he was here, but he's not. So I have to go on with my life and try to make the most of my life, just like the rest of my family has, and that's the way we dealt with it.
But the Bird family would not be left to quietly tend to their affairs, as the following months would again see hordes of recruiters descend upon French Lick. Among them was Bill Hodges, the assistant coach of the Indiana State Sycamores, who showed up at the Bird household uninvited, but undaunted.
His mother ran me off the first time I knocked on the door. She said that Larry had seen all the coaches that he wanted to see and he wasn't going back to school. And she just wished people would quit bothering him.
I've already been through 50 or 60 recruiters, and I've heard all the BS that they throw. So Coach Hodge was so persistent. You know, he always tried to get to the family. When one member of the family tell him get lost, he'd go to the next member. But I told him, I said, I'll let you know if I want to go to Indiana State, I'll call you. And I got tired of seeing the guy, and finally we sat down and talked about it, and I just decided on Indiana State.
He had a friend named Kevin Carnes that Larry was telling me how Kevin would have been a great player if he'd have gone to college, you know, and he hadn't gone, and he was married, and he was really good. And I said, well, if you don't go to college, they're going to be saying that about you someday, that you would have been great if.
1 year after leaving Indiana University, Bird was giving college a second chance. There would be no what-ifs. He was off to Terre Haute. And this time, there was no turning back.
Alright, y'all, we're going to wrap this up here, this one. No, it's an hour long, so I'll probably have like 2 or 3 more parts after this. But I actually got to wrap this up because I got to take care of something. So we definitely gonna get back into the continue this. This I'm glad I finally started this. This is getting good, man. This is getting really good. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Definitely got a part 2 and 3. I was probably gonna try to do a part 1 and 2, but just peeping over at my phone, just to be honest with y'all, I gotta take care of something. So we're gonna wrap this up for here and gonna get straight into the part 2 after this. And maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna try to do as long as part 2 as I can. Nothing don't come up, but I'm reading a text that just came on my phone. I got a important thing I gotta take care of. But anyway, man, subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day, and we're gonna get straight back into this part 2 and 3 of this Larry Bird documentary. But for now, I'm out of here. I love y'all so much, man. We're gonna keep running it up, and I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.